Well, I don't even know if assertive. I mean, he's an assertive man. I guess if you tell him you're not going to move, I'm sure he's going to move you in the hallway. So I'm sure he's assertive. But I think the biggest growth he hasn't been the physical part because he's just physically naturally strong. Now he's only going to get stronger as he goes. It's the mental and emotional part. The one thing you don't want to play a lot of freshmen as to begin with because they're not ready mentally and emotionally, let alone physically in the Big Ten. So that's the reason why a lot of people don't play freshmen. Well, we have 33 on our two deep, but that's part of it. Get them mentally and emotionally ready as fast as possible to play. That's what this race to maturity has been about since January. When doing what you have to do becomes doing what you want to do. When they get here, they all want to do it. It's just over a course of time, these freshmen hit walls, and at different times they miss home, they get homesick, they have all these different issues. They have a girlfriend for the first or second or third time. They have they're open to a lot more scrutiny than they were before. They're looked at like they have to be able to play at a certain standard. Maybe they didn't expect that walking in. But Daniel's a guy that can handle a lot. I think back in March, April, I probably wouldn't have said he was ready yet. And as he's continued to go, every day Brian Callahan's got him more ready and more ready and more ready, and to a point where you're like, okay, I feel at this point he can play. And when you play young people, just like the NFL talks about quarterbacks all the time, and I think that's a little bit overhyped. If you play a quarterback early, you can ruin him, or you can play a quarterback early, he can be successful. You have him sit behind a Hall of Famer for 4 or 5 years, he's probably going to be better. Have the same system over and over, is probably going to be better. But I think for us, you don't want to play him, but if you're put in a position where you have to, you still want to make sure he can make it mentally and emotionally. Rashad Bateman has no problem making this thing mentally and emotionally, or physically. He's not that strong yet, but I don't worry about him mentally and mentally and emotionally. He came here to do exactly what he's doing. So did Daniel. So did Curtis. So did Zach Anixton. So did Bryce Williams. So did so on and so forth. And so did Terrell Smith. But those are the guys that you look at when you know you're going to have to be able to play freshman. That's part of the evaluation process. Can this guy handle playing as a freshman? If you look at some of those freshmen and say, yeah, we need you to come in and play as a freshman, and they go, ooh, I'd like my son to be redshirted and play his junior season, and you might not want to come here. And that was part of the whole process. So, I thought he did pretty well when he was in there. He's got to get a lot better, but he's fully committed to making himself a really good football player.
PJ,